What's up, Packers Nation? Victor here. And today we need to talk about two moves that could quietly, or explosively, change the entire direction of this team in 2026. And I'm serious. This offseason is going to test what kind of franchise we really are. Because one storyline is about loyalty, depth, and culture. The other? That's about going all in on a superstar. Let's start on the defensive side. We've made the playoffs 3 straight years under Matt LaFleur, and we've got one postseason win to show for it. That's not the Green Bay standard. Not when you've got a franchise quarterback entering his prime. Not when you traded premium draft capital for a generational edge rusher like Micah Parsons. And when Parsons went down late in 2025, someone had to step up. A former 5th-round pick did exactly that. No flashy headlines. No double-digit sack totals. Just reliability, versatility, discipline. Last season, he finished with 39 tackles and 2 sacks. Not eye-popping numbers. But he handled rotational snaps, filled in during injuries, set the edge when needed, and earned trust from the coaching staff. That matters, especially in January football. Now he's hitting free agency. And here's the question. Do you reward the dependable rotational pass rusher who knows your system and culture, or do you let him walk because you've already invested heavily along the defensive line? That decision won't trend on social media, but it absolutely affects whether this defense survives another injury stretch in 2026. Now let's flip to the offensive side, because this is where things get wild. There's growing buzz that a $96 million superstar wide receiver, still just 28 years old, still in his prime, could be available via trade this offseason. We're talking about a true alpha, a lead over the middle, dominant after the catch. The kind of receiver defensive coordinators have to scheme around every single snap. And when you look at how Jordan Love operates, comfortable attacking the middle, thriving in play action, willing to push the ball vertically, this potential fit makes a lot of football sense. But it wouldn't come cheap. This player is under contract through 2029. The Packers already sacrificed future first-round picks for Parsons. Would Brian Gutekunst really double down and swing another blockbuster trade? And here's the other layer. This receiver has publicly shown frustration with his current team's passing offense, even while that team has been competing for Super Bowls. Do you bring that personality into your locker room, or do you trust the young core already in place? This is the crossroads, Packers Nation. Do you prioritize depth and culture by re-signing your own rotational pass rusher? Or do you go star hunting again and potentially transform this offense overnight? That's what we're breaking down today. So if you're a real Packers fan and you want to help us hit that 2,000 subscriber milestone, smash that like button, subscribe to Packers Nation Report, and be part of the most passionate green and gold community on YouTube. Because 2026 isn't just another season, it's a statement year. And the decisions made in the next few weeks could define this era of Packers football. All right, let's talk about a name that might not grab national headlines, but absolutely matters in Green Bay. Should the Packers re-sign Kingsley Enagbare? There's been growing buzz that the Packers should bring back Kingsley Enagbare, especially after he stepped up late in 2025 when Micah Parsons went down. Now let's set the stage. After another playoff appearance under Matt LaFleur, but only one postseason win in the last 3 years, this front office knows the margin for error is thin. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley is gone. Coaching staff changes are happening, and now it's about maximizing this roster. And that starts with your own guys. What Enagbare actually brings to this defense. Let's be honest, Enagbare isn't flashy. He's not putting up 12 sacks a year. He's not trending on social media every Sunday. But here's what he is: reliable, versatile, coachable, physical. Drafted in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL Draft, he's outperformed expectations relative to his draft position. In 2025, 39 total tackles, 2 sacks, played meaningful snaps when Parsons and Lucas Van Ness were banged up. And here's what doesn't show up on the stat sheet. He held the edge. He rotated inside. He played special teams. He didn't complain about snaps. Coaches trust him. That matters. When Parsons went down late in the season, it wasn't like the defense completely collapsed off the edge. Enagbare stepped in and gave us professional-level reps. Not dominant, not game-wrecking, but steady. And sometimes in the NFL, steady wins you games. The financial reality. Now here's where it gets complicated. The Packers already invested heavily in the defensive front, especially after trading for Parsons. That was a "we're all in" move. You've got money tied up on the line, you've got young players needing snaps, and Enagbare is about to hit the open market. There were trade rumors around him at the deadline, which tells you other teams see value. So the question becomes, do you pay him rotational money to stay in Green Bay? Or does he leave for a bigger role somewhere else? My honest take as a fan: if the price is reasonable, I'm bringing him back, not because he's a superstar, but because championship teams need depth. Look at the teams that win in January. They're not just stacked with stars, they have waves. They survive injuries. They don't fall apart when one guy goes down. Enagbare is the type of player who elevates a position group quietly. But here's the business side. If another team offers him starter money or promises 70% of snaps, he's probably gone. And I wouldn't blame him one bit. This league is short. Secure your bag. What this means for 2026. The Packers' defense ranked middle of the pack in several key categories last year. When Parsons was healthy, the pressure rate spiked. When he wasn't, you could feel the difference. Keeping depth like Enagbare gives you insurance. Letting him walk means you're relying heavily on youth and health. And we saw how injuries hurt us last year. This offseason is about tightening the screws, not making desperate splashes, not headline moves just for hype. Smart roster management wins championships. Now I want to hear from you. Do you re-sign Kingsley Enagbare? What's the right price? Or do you let him walk and invest elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Packers Nation, now we're talking about a move that could completely reshape this offense. But before we dive in, if you love real Packers talk, passionate analysis, and off-season breakdowns you won't get anywhere else, smash that like button and subscribe to Packers Nation Report. We are pushing hard toward 2,000 subscribers, and I need every single member of Packers Nation riding with us. Let's build this thing together. All right, let's talk about a name that would send shockwaves across the NFL. Could the Packers trade for A.J. Brown? Yes, that A.J. Brown, the $96 million star wide receiver from the Philadelphia Eagles. According to ESPN insider Jeremy Fowler, several league executives believe Philadelphia could explore trading Brown this offseason. Why? Because despite the team's success, Brown has made his frustration with the passing offense pretty clear. And here's the wild part. Bleacher Report's Mike Chiari listed the Green Bay Packers as one of the top potential fits. Let that sink in for a second. Why this is even a conversation. Brown is 28 years old, still in his prime. Structurally, one of the most complete receivers in football. Since 2019, he's been one of the most productive wideouts in the league. 4 1,000-plus yard seasons, multiple Pro Bowl appearances, elite yards after catchability, dominant over the middle physical, alpha WR1 presence. He signed a $96 million extension in 2024 that runs through 2029, with an out in 2027. So financially, he's expensive, but controllable. And let's be honest, the Packers do not currently have a true coverage-dictating receiver. We have talent, we have depth, but we don't have that guy. What Brown would do for Jordan Love. This is where it gets exciting. Jordan Love has shown he's comfortable attacking the middle of the field. He thrives on play action. He pushes vertically. But too often, defenses can rotate coverage without fearing a dominant X-receiver. Brown changes that immediately. He's elite against man coverage. He breaks tackles. He wins on slants, digs, crossers, the exact routes Love throws with confidence. Imagine Brown commanding double teams, Jaden Reed working underneath Christian Watson, stretching vertically, Dontavion Wicks rotating in favorable matchups. That's how you stress defenses. That's how you win in January. But let's talk reality. This is where things get complicated. The Packers already made a massive all-in move trading for Micah Parsons. That deal cost future first-round picks in 2026 and 2027. Are we really about to double down and send even more assets? Because here's the truth. Philly isn't giving Brown away. They've been to the Super Bowl in each of the last 2 seasons and won 1. And even at 9-5 this year, he's still publicly frustrated. That raises a serious question. If he's unhappy there, would he be fully satisfied in Green Bay? Talent isn't the issue. Culture fit matters. The wide receiver situation in Green Bay, let's break it down. Romeo Doubs is expected to move on after 2025. Christian Watson is still under contract but has battled injuries. Jaden Reed is explosive but not a traditional alpha. Bo Melton is an exclusive rights free agent. There are question marks. Brown would instantly become the best receiver on the roster. No debate. But he would also bring expectations, pressure, and potentially drama. And this locker room right now, it's young. It's developing. It's building chemistry. Do you risk disrupting that? My honest fan take from a pure football standpoint? Yes. You explore it. A.J. Brown makes you better immediately. Period. He makes Jordan Love better. He makes the run game better. He makes the red zone offense better. But if the cost includes premium picks and a young receiver and cap flexibility, that's where I hesitate. The Packers already swung for the fences with Parsons. Championship windows don't stay open forever, but reckless spending closes them fast. This front office has to weigh. Is this the final piece? Or is this a luxury move with unnecessary baggage? Now I want to hear from you, Packers Nation. If the Eagles shop A.J. Brown, do you go all in? Or do you trust the young core we're building? Drop your takes in the comments. I'm reading everything. And if you're hyped for this offseason and want daily Packers analysis, hit that like button and subscribe so we can smash that 2,000 subscriber milestone. We're building something special here. This is Victor, and no matter what happens, go Pack Go!